Hi, grade fours. I wanted to tell you today the story of a boy who loved to play with light. That's right, light was magic for this boy. He used to love seeing the light shimmering on the fresh books and magazines that came out of his father's printing machines. That's right, his father was a children's writer as well as he used to run his own publishing house. So they had a factory where they had a lot of printing machines. And light plays a role in printing too. Light helps the printing press recognize the colors on the paper. So while the printing machines ran and while the prints got out, he loved to see the glimmer and the shimmer of the light all around him. He also felt that he saw light in the illustrations that his Baba used to make. So that's why light was magic for him. But soon he saw shadows as well. He was enchanted with light, but he was scared of shadows. Yes, he feared shadows so much that he used to run away from them. But until a certain point in his life, he had never even noticed shadows. Where did these shadows come from? These shadows came when once he saw his mother upset and he felt that under her eyes there was a darkness like a shadow. He felt the shadow when after his father's death, when the printing press, the printing machines shut down one by one by one, that entire big room felt dark and there was nothing there but shadows of those machines and the tiny objects that remained in that room. And soon his life changed. He had to move to another house with his mother. He started living with his cousins. But once again, light came back to his life. You know how? He saw light in the eyes of the people who welcomed him. He saw light in the drawings that he had started to make. Yes, to pass his time and to engage himself, he drew and he drew and he drew a lot of illustrations, a lot of cartoons, and he felt that there was light in his life. And light to him was happiness. But he felt, but these shadows never leave me. I can always see this cupboard's shadow. I can always see shadow of that table lamp far away under my own table. He always felt that the shadows are after him, that they are attacking him. He loved light but not the shadows. He hated the shadows so much that whenever he saw a big shadow, he would run away from him or he would either jump seeing a shadow. He would hide when he saw a shadow. No shadows, said his mind. One day, while running from shadows, that's right, that became his life. He started to run away from shadows. One day, while running away from shadows, he ran and he ran and he ran and he rushed into a room that was pitch dark. He walked right in and he slammed the door shut behind and he stood with his hands at the back, still holding the door so that it doesn't open. And he closed his eyes. But he didn't realize the room was pitch dark. And when he opened his eyes, he looked straight up at the ceiling, at the roof, at the ceiling of that room. And you know what he saw? The room was pitch dark, but there was a narrow opening in the door, which made one ray of light pass through the room. And on the ceiling, he saw a view, an inverted view of the entire street that he had come running from outside. He saw the women selling vegetables. He saw the women flying kites. He saw the vegetable vendors and the fruit vendors. He saw the buses and the auto rickshaws and the motorcycles. He saw everything but upside down on the ceiling. He was so fascinated. And you know what did he say? He said, "Oh," in wonder of what he had just seen there. It was from that moment no more scared of the shadows, but he loved the shadows. Yes. He used to now watch the shapes, the size, and all that was about shadows. He was so much into shadows as much as he was into light. With this, beam of light, this tiny chink in the door through which the one ray of light came in and projected the whole street on the ceiling. It gave him so much of imagination for the rest of his life, that with this beam of light and the boundless imagination that he had, he made the greatest films of all time. And we are talking about one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, who is called Satyajit Ray, nominated for I don't know how many awards, but I'm sure you'll find it out. But Satyajit Ray is the boy who loved to play with light. I hope the story inspires you to love to play with light and shadows as well. Shadows are the thing that became an important part of his life as a cinematographer, as a filmmaker. So I hope you find out more about shadows, more about the light up in the printing press, more about the various shapes of the shadows, the various sizes of the shadows that he used to create his movies. I hope you like the story, and I hope you would read this book by Lavanya Karthik, which is called The Boy Who Played with Light. Thank you.